evening. Good evening. It's an honor to be here. My name is Peter van Acker, and I'm the Belgian ambassador to Malaysia and to Brunei. And I'm 62 years old, and for the most in the room, that is probably very old. Now, at the end of the month, I will be recalled to Brussels, and I will be recalled to Brussels for what we call the diplomatic days. And there we will discuss the state of affairs on the international level, on the national level, and on the local level. But one of the topics will be United Nations. And it will be the pillars of the United Nations. I will limit myself to the 4 pillars, because there are probably 5 if we take also justice into account. But it is about peace and security, it's about development goals, it's about humanitarian aid, and it's about human rights. And we know that in all of these pillars there are challenges. Peace and security, you have only to look what is happening in Gaza, you have to look what is happening in Ukraine. There are serious challenges, and the question is, what can the United Nations do? Sustainable Development Goals, there have been a recent report, and there is a lot that we need to do if we want to attain the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. Humanitarian affairs, there is also a lot going on with humanitarian affairs. You only have to look at Myanmar. How are we going to bring humanitarian aid to the people who are really needing it? And then human rights. A lot of reports are showing us that there is a backtracking on specifically gender-related rights. So what are we going to do about that? And now I want to say something completely besides what I've been saying, and this is between brackets. 2 months ago, I had an author at the residence, and he had written a book about World War II, focusing on collaboration with the occupier. And there was a discussion between the author and the public. And I will always remember one of his answers. The question is not so important, it's the answer which was important. He said, it is very easy to judge upon the actions of the people that they took in the past, but what we do not realize is that we will be judged upon today for the actions that we are taking now or that we are not taking now. And I close my brackets, but I want to take that sentence with me. We will be judged upon for the actions that we take today or that we do not take today. And then, of course, that brings us to the question of the future generations, because they are the ones who are going to judge upon our actions. And who closest is to the future generations? That are the youngsters of today, because it's probably their offspring which are we considering the future generations. And therefore, I am very happy to see that in the latest report of the United Nations, which is the Pact for the Future, there is a chapter on future generations and youth, not only enumerating all what can be done, but really to see that the youth will be engaged in the advisory panels and the decision-making bodies of today. So I started by saying I'm very old, but I'm still young enough to engage with the youth for them if they want to engage in these decision-making bodies, in these crucial decision-making bodies for them, so that we can have peace and security and sustainable development goals and good humanitarian aid and human rights. Thank you.